Welcome back. Before our commercial break, we were discussing the simple question of, is it possible to love more than one person at the same time? And at the time, Chris, you had the floor.
That's me. I think it is possible to love more than one person. Like I was saying previously, you may be attracted to one person and be attracted to the other. That's just attraction. But when it comes to loving somebody, I think it is possible to love more than one person. And there's times where it's even possible to love more than two persons. It's kind of crazy to say, but it's basically splitting your heart and cutting it into three pieces. Because you might care for one a lot, and it's like having one girl split into three. You might have one girl has a certain personality you like, the other girl might have a certain way she is, and the other girl might be that last trait you're looking for. So it's three girls in one. That could be it too. And it also could be two, half and a half. And so it is possible to have 1, 2, and 3. Even other people have 4, and that's crazy. That's like, what are you thinking?
Even for me, that's pushing.
Yeah.
That's pushing. That's really pushing.
Having 4 is just, wow.
Even 3 is stressing.
2 already.
2 is okay. Like, well, not really okay, but
that's enough already.
That's enough. Yeah.
But having 2 is just wow.
Enough heartache.
Crazy. 2 is just kind of crazy.
3 is stressful. 4 is out of whack.
Yeah,
5 is insane.
At that point, he's like,
when you reach 5, then you
need
need to know when to quit.
You need to sit down and think what you're doing.
Yeah. Do you really love them, or just
Good
like
every step.
No, it's like if you get to that point, it's like, do you really love them, or you just really like being around them and just doing what
I've gotten accustomed to their company.
They just might as well just be friends, but then it just becomes benefits. So
then it just becomes awkward.
Then it shouldn't even be dating.
Exactly.
So I just say 1. 1, if you really, really, really be true to somebody, and have 1. Yeah, just have 1. One you truly love. But if you have 2, then you have to really think about what you're doing and just decide who you're gonna keep, because you don't want to have that backfire and you end up alone. So you gotta really think about it. A lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It just abruptly came into my mind right now.
Oh,
That's another question. I will answer this one as well.
okay.
Okay, so what do you guys think? Like, okay, you're coming out of a relationship. Let's say number 7 months, right? Just coming out of a relationship out of just a random number. Coming out of a relationship 7 months. Whatever. Things went rocky. People ended it. And whatever. Went your own ways. How do you guys feel when, you've gone your separate ways,
Yes.
and then out of the blue, like, it's just, the person just comes back into your life saying, like, oh, I still want to be friends.
Wow.
And, like, okay,
fuck.
Sorry, let me add this as well. And, like, you honestly, actually, loved the person, and there was a mutual love between both of them. And then split apart, and then came back and, I still want to be friends.
Well, it's different. You can see it in a different way. There's the girl or the guy comes back into your life like that. You have to take it in 2 ways. Do they really love me, or they really like me, or they really miss my company, or they just want just want you there. They want just for you to be there in their life because they have nobody else. I'm not gonna. I've had a couple of those. Done that where it's like, you break up with them and they come back in your life like many years later, and there's times where you hit it off. It's like, hey, we did miss, and you do hit it off. It is possible. It is possible for people to break up in the past and come back together and actually just still love each other. Because I think maybe the way they broke up wasn't bad. It wasn't because they were cheating, just because they drifted apart.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe one still loves the other, maybe one still has feelings for that person, maybe a long time ago, and they're...
But are you talking over a certain, a lengthy period of time of that person coming back, or let's say within the month?
I say lengthy period of time.
Okay.
Within a month also, it could be wrong. Month, it could be possible too. It could be possible the other one comes back is because maybe they ended up finding out, wait a minute, the guy or the girl was the one I truly loved, and I think I'm going to lose that person. Kind of the fear of losing the one you love makes you realize, wait a minute, I really do love that person.
Let's take his...
But it's a bad thing though, because when that happens, the man or the girl...
It becomes awkward.
It becomes awkward, and it comes to the point where it's like, wait a minute, you have to wait this time to come back into my life. You think that you love me, but then at the same time it's like, wait a minute, the person could have moved on already. So you know what? I don't love you anymore. It's because you took your time to think to your head, oh yeah, I went on. A few months later, oh, I still love you. But then it means like, dude, I already moved on. So what do you want from me? You want me to just grow the feeling that I had for you back into my heart?
Well, let's add on to the question that Chris here said. About 7 months, you break up. Let's give it 2 years, like a year and a half.
Yeah.
You've been separated. You've each gone your own way, and then comes in contact with you, and just hey, just be friends. But at the same time, when she says that, she kind of gives little hints about bringing back old problems.
Wow. Old problems?
Not old problems as in like, oh, you did this, you're an ass. But no, like bringing up old problems in an understanding sort of way.
It's kind of like, oh, I messed up, but I
where
understand.
like more mature, you've realized, there were mistakes that were made, and you just like want to not really make up for it.
You want to mend it.
Mend it and just like
fix it.
Rebuild that bridge, but make it a friendship bridge. Thoughts on that, guys? How about that?
Oh, you're gonna think
Food for thought.
I'm gonna go out and say, like, how you just said a year and a half. I would go on a limb and say it doesn't matter the period of time that it is. 5 months, a year and a half, 10 years. I don't think that time matters. I just believe that in that period of time, whatever that time frame may be, you and that individual shared times together that brought you guys closer. You guys shared what was in your heart, what was on your mind. You let the person know who you are 100% the majority of the time. So, to just kind of how you said, you kind of like, okay, it ends, it doesn't end like suddenly, like, or it's a bad ending to it, just kind of drifts away. And then after a certain period of time, they bring back like, oh, I just want to be friends. And you said that how they bring back problems. I want to kind of sidebar from that and go off to kind of still like, oh yeah, I just want to be friends. I want to work on the friendship. I don't like the way it ended and stuff. But then they don't hint. They come out and say it like, oh,
damn,
I still love you. It's kind of like
then that,
I think.
Yeah.
I believe, this is just my personal opinion, I believe that's just like, if you say that you still love the person, but yet you guys drifted apart. Sorry about that. You guys drifted apart. It's just kind of like, then where was that love when we started drifting?
Wow.
It's kind of like, if the love was so strong for you at the point where you began to drift apart, why couldn't that love come up from the surface, from underground, come up to the surface and be like, no, see, and show that you still love and care for the person. By saying like, oh, it's just a way, a mutual end, both are willing to end it, and then come out of the blue, just kind of like, still want to be friends, the female or male may still be skeptical of previous experiences they've had. That's just kind of like, I don't know if I should. I don't even know if we should still be friends, because things may have happened. So I just think that just by trying to, I believe that it takes a lot from both parties to just even be able to start talking to each other again.
Yeah.
Just because something so big like that just ended, and then to be like, I believe if that happens, they should both take it slow. Just kind of like, all right, we'll start talking, just hey, what's up, like. Just keeping tabs on each other, just hey, how's it going, but not fully tilted to we're friends again. Because we're saying we're friends again means that you can hang out and just kind of hang out, talk to each other about anything, and kind of go drift in that same way.
Okay, we're going to take another short break. We'll be back in a moment on Project Truth Unplugged. Stay tuned.